Abstract should contain the empirical evidence of your research. This program is running in partnership with a number of departments. We often ask our students to get access to all sorts of services. Try to get through it as soon as possible. Scientific beneficiary to space exploration is frequently questioned. The study demonstrates a need for further research in this field. The result of the experiment indicates that further research is needed. The energy that we absorb from food can help us prevent the cold and become warmer. There are many different religions across the world. The campus library will be closed during the winter break. Digital scans of archived materials are provided for a small fee. The bus for London will leave 10 minutes later than planned.
If you show your student card, you will get a discount. After considering all the options, she decided to take risks. The full list of undergraduate programs can be found on the website. The graph shows the population growth in the last century. The origin of psychology can be traced back to ancient Greece. Experts cannot agree on a single definition of intelligence.
There is a lot more about this topic on the university website.
The literal output of this research is prolific and diverse. Knowledge becomes a vital role in young generations. At that time, people moved from towns to villages. She has a small business about toys. It is expected that all students have their own laptops. You have to submit the project by the end of the week. None of the students found it difficult to get a job. His particular interest is in the 18th century French society. Such behaviors are regarded as a deviation of the norm. There are lots of opportunities available for the student on campus. Before submitting the paper, your thesis must be approved by your tutor. The office opens on Monday and Thursday following the freshman seminar. The professor took a year off to work on her book. You may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list. We have specially assigned staff to help you find appropriate work placements. Renewable energy sources are now used to produce electricity. Living in the 21st century is increasingly stressful. Please make sure you use the standard form of quotation. Please read the article that was given out yesterday. Compiling a bibliography can present a major challenge for some students. By logging in, you agree to all terms and conditions regarding your enrollment. We weren't able to agree on the appropriate independent variables. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. Today we have a guest speaker who is visiting from Canada. Tomorrow's lecture has been canceled due to the power cut. The assessment of this course will begin next week. This will be the first art exhibition to be held by the university. I think that to raise the issue and to talk about it is great. The university hosts a wide range of events both on and off campus. Our capacity to serve the community is a vital part of our role. A balanced diet will help you study more effectively. At the end of the day, people want to profit from return on their investment. The support and advice of lecturers within the department has been invaluable. Graduates from this course generally find jobs in the insurance industry. All the works you consult need to be mentioned in the bibliography. One of the first mass transit systems was located in France. Speaking one or more foreign languages will be useful in your career. I have lectures on Tuesday from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. The professor plans to discuss issues in the news that reflect concepts taught in class. Each group should submit a rough outline of their project to their tutor. There is a fitness center next to the student union. Animal behavior appears to contain both similar and distinct aspects to that of humans. Tomorrow evening there will be a panel discussion on sustainable development. It's a great privilege to welcome our guest speaker to our college. Key aspects of this investigative paradigm may prove useful in other spheres. All laboratory equipment will be provided in class. The college operates on a system of continuous assessments. Please note, submission deadlines are only negotiable in exceptional circumstances. Eating a healthy breakfast can provide energy throughout the day. Students can borrow this book for a maximum of 1 day. Accommodations on campus are limited, but there are more options nearby. The temporary library will be closed in the winter break. The deadline of assignments is the 4th of February.
The information you need for this meeting is on the website. The percentage of respondents who knew that the Earth circles the Sun once each year remained essentially unchanged. This Thursday is the last day for students to withdraw subjects without any penalty.
The English expression is just a way of saying that age is not important. You can borrow up to 2 books at the same time in the library. I am glad that Professor Gordon just joined our faculty. Mobile phone chargers vary enormously from one place to another. There are many welcoming activities for new undergraduate and postgraduate students. Students can choose graduate certificate, graduate diploma, and master course. Please note, the proposal submission deadline has been extended. Many species have not yet been discovered by biologists. He told me it was the most important assignment of all. The trial experiment is to increase the interest of the issue and the jurisdiction clause. We've been doing research in that area for probably 25 years. The media have had a great influence on people's beliefs and attitudes. You realize that you can deal with a lot of situations. Marks will be awarded for a bibliography in the correct format. The campus car park will be closed next weekend. Understanding the historical context will help you appreciate the art in this era. She's doing a master's degree by distance learning. Numerous courses devoted to life sciences are listed in the prospectus. It's obviously vital that companies should fully understand their customers. The results of the study challenge previously held assumptions. Please make an appointment before attending the next meeting. Please make sure you have filled in all your details before submitting. Assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. You have to submit projects by the end of this week. You may use your student identification card to borrow books at the library. Making a profit and protecting the environment needn't be separate aims. Keeping organized class notes will make study time more efficient. In Russia, my colleagues said my written language was hard to understand. For further information, you need to contact a member of our administration team. Students may not use calculators in the final exams. The first draft of the presentation is almost ready.
It is of the utmost importance that you follow the ethical guidelines carefully.
The subject is complex and difficult to explain. In your introduction, show you understand the question in no more than 4 sentences. Telecommunication is based on the array of networks. My favorite sports are soccer, tennis, and basketball. The contemporary literature works have been broadened and extended through interpretation. All students must return the books to the college library before the end of the term. Tuition fees will vary according to the field of study. Newspapers around the country are reporting the stories of the president. Today's lecture is canceled because the lecturer is ill. Social work is not the only subject in sociology. Collaboration is a feature of a successful company. A man who suffered serious brain damage during an operation is suing the hospital. We can discuss education in the tutorial next week. Several students raised different examples. Please make an appointment with your tutor about work. Remember, your essay should have less than 2,000 words. The university policy on plagiarism can be viewed on the website. The website has probably the most attractive designs and layouts. Inflation rose by 2% over this time last year. Students are not allowed with mobile phones in the examination hall. The college provides an advice service to support students with financial, emotional, and other problems. Fungi are important in the process of decay, which returns ingredients to the soil, enhances soil fertility, and decomposes animal debris. There is no point in designing efficient cars if we use them more and more. Young children need education and organized activities. Any textual references you make should be cited appropriately in the footnotes. The brain is our central computer of our bodies. Read the safety instructions before using the equipment during the workshop. We have 3 distinctive libraries which are nationally acclaimed. Parking permits can be collected through the Student Service Office. Tuesday sessions will last for approximately 2 hours. Everyone should get access to art galleries no matter where they live. Until you complete the form, you cannot attend. There is too much information on this topic. Presentation skills are important to both universities and workplaces. Major sports on campus include rugby, soccer, and tennis. It is clear that the effects of climate change will damage the world economy. The framework will help pose more research questions systematically. Experience would be an advantage for this managerial role. The library is located on the north side of the campus. I would like the assignment less than 2,000 words. Biographical information should be removed prior to the publication of the results. The United States is the largest chocolate manufacturing country. If you forget your password, you need to contact the Student Center. During an official ceremony, a memorandum of understanding was signed by the academic dean. Please be careful when using internet sources. If you need help, I can give you a hand in finding a flat. The course comprises 20 hours of lectures, seminars, and tutorials each week. To get further extension, you need to call the education executive on 401. You need to use a Bunsen burner and a test tube. Those students have to retake the module if their marks are too low. There won't be any space for me in the car. I look forward to meeting you and helping you realize your goals. The books are filled with drawings of machines invented when he was a student.
Our tutorial will take place on the second floor in Room 1. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. Students can download the lecture handouts from the course website. Being a vegan means not consuming any animal products. The university supplies a number of scholarships for those who have specific goals.
Students should take advantage of the Internet before attending the lecture.
I would like an egg and tomatoes on white sandwich bread with orange juice. Applicants for the course preferably have a degree in English or journalism. Any text or references you make should be cited appropriately in the bibliography. The cafeteria closes soon, but the snack machine is accessible throughout the night. The technician left the new microscope in the biology lab. Only those who are over 18 years of age are eligible to open a bank account in our bank. Ideally, free trade is beneficial to both trading partners. All applications of internship are available in the office.
In English, the first letters of the months of the year are always capitalized.
A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. Contemporary critics dismissed his idea as eccentric. You should go to the reception to get your student card. You must ensure you do not include too much irrelevant information. You can pay by cash or using a credit card. We are required to submit the assignment before Friday. The United States has developed a coffee culture in recent years. The bookstore is located on the main campus behind the library. Is the hypothesis on black hole rendered moot as the explanation of astrophysics? In this library, the reserve collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours. The number of company bankruptcies skyrocketed in the third quarter. It is argued that students can learn more in collaborative rather than individual study. Our capacity to respond to national needs will determine our ability to flourish. In my free time, I would like to read current affairs and newspapers. The timetable for next term will be available next week. Internet provides unusual opportunities for students and current events. Children can share their lunch at around noon. I don't like cheese and tomato sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. If she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around and wait for a translator. To answer such a complex question with a simple yes or no is absolutely impossible. Fishing is a sport and a means for surviving. In 1830, periodicals appeared in large numbers in America. Arteries carrying oxygenated blood from the heart to other parts of the body. We will study the following 2 pictures in the next lecture. Companies are aiming to earn the money, not to change the society. We need to read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial. It is good for the environment, also good for your electricity bill. As a student union member, we can influence the change of the university. animals grow larger and stronger to help them to hunt better. The new English class will start next Monday morning. The Generic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. Don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions. It is within the framework that we're making our survey. The timetable will be posted on the website before the class starts. It is interesting to observe the development of language skills of toddlers. In 1880, cycling became a major phenomenon in Europe. The hypothesis on black hole is rendered moot as the explanation of the explosion. We want to attract the very best students regardless of their financial circumstances. Expertise in particular areas distinguishes you from other graduates in a job interview. I didn't agree with the author's argument, but his presentation was good. Students are competing for every place in the computer courses. Our School of Arts and Technology accepts applications at all points throughout the year. There are a range of housing options near the university. All sources of materials must be included in your bibliography. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussion of gender. Many undergraduate students go back home to stay with their parents after graduation. Nearly half of television outputs are given away for educational programs. The minimum mark for distinction grade is no less than 75%. Number the beakers and put them away until tomorrow. Organic food is grown without applying chemicals, and the process is without artificial additives. I would like tomato and cheese sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. You can only choose one subject from biology and media. The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. A renowned economist is selected to have a speech tonight at 8. The hypothesis needs to be tested in a more rigorous way. Today, we will be discussing the role of government in preventing injustice.
We didn't have any noticeable variance between the 2 or 3 tasks.
The theoretical proposal was challenged to grasp. The cafe will close soon, but you can use the snack machine which is running overnight. Higher fees make students think more critically about what universities can offer. We are constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together.
Fishing is a sport and a means for survival.
She is an expert of the 18th century French literature. The Arts magazine is looking for a new assistant editor. The trial is to increase the interest of the issue and the jurisdiction. Student loans are now available for international students. By clicking this button, you agree with the terms and conditions of this website. Physics is a detailed study of matter and energy. Would you pass the material textbook on the table? This small Indian state is a land of forests, valleys, and snowy islands. I'm glad you got here safely.
Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon.
Eating too much will do harm to your health. Conservation is the survival of future generations. We offer a broad range of undergraduate and postgraduate courses. To receive the reimbursement, you must keep the original receipts. The wheelchair lift has been upgraded this month. The visiting professor is going to give a lecture on geology. The recent study has thrown out the validity of the argument. The office said Dr. Smith will arrive later today. The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman seminar. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention. The current statistical evidence indicates the need of further research. The author expressed an idea that modern readers inevitably cannot accept.
Sport is the main cause of traumatic brain injuries in the United States.
The residence hall is closed prior to the closing time of the academic building at the end of the semester. Put the knife and fork next to the spoon near the edge of the table. Please finish all the reading chapters before the field trip. Most of the assignments should be submitted on the same day. More females than males graduated from universities last year. Meeting with tutors could be arranged for students who need additional help. Journalism is the collection and publication or transmission of news. It's time to finalize the work before the Wednesday seminar. I've got a tutorial in an hour and I haven't had any time to prepare for it. I will be in my office every day from 10 to 12. I believe children should read aloud more.
Farmers do not always receive fair prices for agricultural goods.
Elephant is the largest land-living mammal. Don't forget to hand in your assignments by the end of next week. Doing this research makes me think of the purpose of science. The context includes both the land history and the human history. Conferences are always scheduled on the third Wednesday of the month. Being a student representative on the union really cuts into my study time. Anyone who has a problem with their accommodation should speak to the welfare officer. Allergy problems do run in the family, but we don't understand why. All students and staff have access to printers and scanners. All undergraduate students should participate in the seminar.
All necessary information is in the assignment.
A computer virus has destroyed all my files.
You can change your courses on the website during the registration period.
Your watch is fast, you need to reset it.
You can pay using cash or a credit card.
Please do not bring food into the classroom. Please pass the handouts along to the rest of the people in your row. I expect a long and stagnant debate for a week or two on this issue.
Before choosing your university course, you should consider your career.
The politics combine both the legislative and the political authorities.
In marketing, short-term thinking leads to many problems. The gap between the rich and the poor did not decrease rapidly as expected.
The problem with this is that it fails to answer the basic question.
Number the beakers and put them away. Our university has strong partnerships with industry as well as collaborative relationships with government bodies.
What distinguishes him from others is his dramatic use of black and white photography.
In our campus, prospective students have access to 13 college libraries.
Student discount cards can be used on campus in the coffee house.
Meeting with mentors can be scheduled for students who require additional support.
The U.S. ranks 22nd in foreign aid, given it as a percentage of GDP. In the 1830s, periodicals appeared in large numbers in America.
You must go to the reception to pick up your student card. He is almost never in his office. Leading scientists speculate that numerous planets could support life forms.
The study of archaeology requires intensive international fieldwork.
She doesn't even care about anything but what is honest and true.
But they haven't come to widespread use yet.
You can retake the module if your marks are too low.
Please explain what the author means by sustainability.
Hypothetically, insufficient mastery in the areas slows future progress.
Please sort and order the slides of the presentation according to topic and speech time.
Our class is divided into two groups. You come with me, the others stay here. Does the college refectory offer vegetarian dishes on a daily basis? All essays and seminar papers submitted must be emailed to your tutor.
No crop responds more readily than careful husbandry and skillful cultivation. You should raise your concern with the head of school. You must complete this chapter before going to the field trip. We are delighted to have Professor Robert to join our faculty. There's an hourly bus service from the campus into town. There will be a guest lecturer visiting the psychology department next month. There is no entrance fee for tonight's lecture. The tutorial is held on the 8th of April. The thoughts never cross my mind. The seminar on writing skills has been cancelled. The School of Arts and Design has an open day on Thursday next week. The psychology department is looking for volunteers to be involved in research projects. The pharmacy was closed when I went past this morning. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policies in the United States. The clear evidence between brain events and behavioral events is fascinating.
The agricultural sector in that country has been heavily subsidized.
Students will not be given credits for assignments submitted after the due date. No more than 4 people can be in the lab at once. Meteorology is a detailed study of Earth's atmosphere. It is important to take gender into account when discussing the figures.
If you forgot your student number, you should contact Jenny Bryce.
I missed yesterday's lecture. Can I borrow your notes? I didn't understand the author's point of view on immigration. He kept giving me suggestive looks.
Reserve collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours.
Distance learning has become far more popular these days. Applications for the course preferably have a preference over English or journalism. A preliminary bibliography is due the week before the spring break.
The topic next week on colonialism will be the nuclear disarmament.
The library is located at the other side of the campus behind the Student Center. Residence Hall is closed prior to the academic building closing time in the semester. Many students are so scared of writing essays, because they never learned how. In consultation with your supervisor, your thesis is approved by the faculty committee. The program depends entirely on private funding. The first person in space was from the Soviet Union. People with an active lifestyle are less likely to die early or to have a major illness. I could not save my work as my computer got crashed. To understand its entity, we need to go back to its origin. The tutor is there for help, so do ask if you don't understand anything.
Anatomy is the study of internal and external body structures.
The verdict depends on which side was more convincing to the jury.
All the assignments should be submitted by the end of this week. Even with the permit, finding a parking spot on campus is still impossible.
On behalf of our department, thank you for your participation.
Please register your student email account at your earliest convenience. She has been in the library for a long time.
Unfortunately, the 2 most interesting economics electives clash on my timetable.
I think it's a shame that some foreign language teachers were able to graduate from college without ever having studied with a native speaker. Portfolio is due to the Internal Review Office no later than Tuesday.
Due to rising enrollment for courses, universities should increase their staff too. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician and physical education instructor. A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct, and concise English is obligatory.
The original Olympic Games were celebrated as religious festivals. The real reason for global hunger is not the lack of food, but poverty. A study skill seminar is on for the students who require assistance. Eating too much can lead to too many health problems. The university celebrated the Earth Day by planting trees. 39.5% California residents don't speak English at home. 39.5% California residents speak a language other than English at home. I'm glad that you've got it. Students are afraid of writing an essay, because they have learned nothing about it. All filed assignments should have a full list of bibliography. I think the university's main campus is closed. Just wait a minute, I will be with you shortly. I still don't understand the last sentence.
The original Olympic game is one kind of original festival.
Rules about breaks and lunchtime vary from one company to another.
Company exists for money, not for society. Acupuncture is a technique involved in traditional Chinese medicine. Knives and forks should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. I will now demonstrate how the reaction can be arrested by adding a dilute acid. However, this method is problematic in terms of accuracy. A periodical is a publication that is issued regularly. New York City is famous for its ethnic diversity. The mismatch between the intended and reported uses of the instrument has become clear. Essays should be typed with double space in white paper.
Students are held accountable for adhering to established community standards.
Students can get access to computers on a daily basis. Dr. Green's office has been moved to the second floor of the building. Would you pass the book on the left-hand side? The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. We are not going to accept the assignment after the due date on Friday. The student welfare officer can help with questions about exam techniques. The smoke from these contributed a great deal to the air pollution. International students can get help with locating housing near the university. In the last few weeks, we've been looking at various aspects of the social history of London. During the next few centuries, London became one of the most powerful and prosperous cities in Europe. A lot of agricultural workers came to the East End to look for alternative work. Knife and forks should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. This part of the story is the story of my father. If you want to quit the student union, tell the registrar. The minimal mark for distinction is 75%. The medical center is located near the supermarket on North Street.
The glass is not a true solid because it doesn't have crystal structure.
I'll start with a brief history of the district, and then focus on life in the first half of the 20th century. Make sure you correctly cite all your sources.
At night, sailors in the Mediterranean can see the glow from the fiery molten material that is thrown into the air.
Higher numbers of patients were infected than during previous outbreaks of the illness.
Oh, by the way, if you want more information about any of the trips, have a look in the student newspaper.
Physics is the subject of matter and energy.
The initial results are intriguing, but statistically speaking, they are insignificant.
I won't be able to attend the lecture because I have a doctor appointment. Students should take advantage of the online resources before attending the lecture.
New timetables will be posted on the student notice board.
All students are encouraged to vote in the forthcoming elections.
Please switch off all electronic devices when you are attending a conference session.
He's showing his work at the London Gallery of Art. Most adults need around 8 hours of sleep every night.
He needs to talk to you about your industrial architecture class.
Cycle lanes make it safer to travel by bike.
There are several reasons for population growth, such as better education.
Feelings of nerves are common to all university freshers.
It's difficult for us to control our feelings of disgust.
Next time, we'll discuss the influence of the media on public policy.
There is a lot of sugar in many fast foods.
Often, the point of the advertisements is to raise awareness rather than give information.